Story time.
All right, this story is entitled Barothi Lodge 2025. I think it's appropriate.
That is very original, Ralph.
Hey guys, he's gonna tell us his tale here.
Jim, can you hear it from over there?
Talk loud, Ralphie.
You better get close.
Just shoot your eye out.
Put your head in his lap.
Yeah, there you go. 175 years ago, mountain men came down into the valleys and gathered along streams and rivers to sell the hides they had trapped over the winter. Also to share stories of battles with bears and wolverines, to spin yarns of deadly encounters with savages or with rabid wolverines or bears, with savages or with rabid wolves. As they set up their tents, teepees, and lean-tos, they re-engaged with old friends from past gatherings, included men not seen for at least a year. They both heard and told stories of that one individual who might have moved on to a far-off mountain, or one who had passed on to that eternal peak that each mountain man would eventually reach, never to enjoy another hunt or another rendezvous again. Each year, as one or two of the older men might have moved on or passed on, another younger man had joined into the conclave known as the Rendezvous of the Mountain Men. Although months had been long and seasons harsh, when the men again came together, it seemed as if no time had passed at all. Getting reacquainted was not a necessity, causing little time to be wasted, as it seemed like conversation started right where they had ended the previous year with very little effort. During the evenings around the fire, new physical wounds would be noted and stories told of how they were acquired, with each story being more ferocious and frightening than the one told before. A new handmade knife might be passed around, demonstrating some ancient art learned from an Indian encountered in the wild. Throughout the week, various competitions would be held where the mountain men would display their talents, drink strong libations, and occasionally come to blows after arguments over who was the most skilled in throwing a knife or a tomahawk or shooting of a Hawken caplock or Pennsylvania flintlock rifle. Now, transported forward in time to the year 2025, another conclave of manly men converge at a place called Barothi Lodge in western central Michigan along the Pere Marquette River for the annual run of the mighty king salmon. This too is a yearly fall gathering which has transpired for nearly a quarter of a century. Here a group of men come together from the valleys of Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, bringing along with them carloads of fly rods, reels, waders, boots, vests, tackle bags, flies, clothing, food, and drink. Each year, the head of this illustrious group, Jim Calvert, sends forth a list of those who will be lucky enough to be included in this year's gathering. Included in the list will be a schedule of those responsible for each evening's meal, which is usually an extravaganza in and of itself. Check-in time at Barothi Lodge is hard set for 4 p.m. on Sunday. Arrival at the property prior to this time is strictly taboo and totally verboten, according to the ladies who manage the office. These protectors of the great Barothi Lodge property operate as if they were guarding Hadrian's Wall in ancient Europe, shielding it against the onslaught of the Roman legions. That said, without fail, violations of this property by Calvert's horde has become an almost religious rite for the last 2.5 decades. Assault on the property prior to the establishment arrival time is likened unto the Christian wars brought upon the Middle East by the Knights Templar in the year 1095. Every year, without fail, first to arrive at some unknown time, assumed to be prior to sunrise on Sunday morning, is Sam Brown. No one knows exactly what time Sam arrives, but he is always sitting at the entrance to the Barothi property, waiting when anyone else reaches the gate. Next to arrive is usually Ralph Thompson and Jay Vandermark, around noon, assuming, of course, that Ralph can get Jay out of the damn bed at a reasonable time in the morning. Ralph then tries to breach the office defenses sometime approaching 2 o'clock, and as a result has been thrown off the property multiple times throughout the years by the mostly always kind but unbreakable and unrelenting women who have been given the task of protecting the housekeepers from the onslaught of these ravenous children-like men who seem totally incapable of waiting the measly extra 2 hours until they can unload the vast vehicles full of crap they have felt necessary to haul hundreds of miles for the 4 short days and nights during which they plan to flagellate the swift-flowing waters of the Pere Marquette River in hope of hooking and landing untold numbers of king salmon, which they will promptly release back into the river so they can complete their cycle of spawning and imminent death. Of interest, it should be noted that over 200 fish will be netted during a typical week. Once the unloading process and the jocular greetings have been completed, a line of ever-increasing bullshit begins, which could only be rivaled by a volcanic eruption. Stories of hunting trips as told by JD and Lou, along with fishing trips by Phil and Jim and Eric, can only be exceeded by those written up in professional sporting magazines from around the world. Everyone also gathers around Norm to see what decadent desserts he unloads that his daughter has produced for nightly enjoyment, while Jeff and Phil dazzle everyone with professional quality camera equipment which is used to take the annual group picture on Sunday night. It's almost a case of mine is bigger than yours. I gotta get my breath. Jay and Ralph are happy to see that Marine Buddy John has returned this year to serve as the group's professional net boy, because without a doubt, nobody can run down, wear out, and net a damn salmon with the speed and skill of John. At some point early Sunday evening, a vast array of liquor bottles were set about the table, each one added being more impressive and expensive than the previous. Jim Calvert also places his usual box of hand-tied flies, including PM wigglers, on the pool table, allowing each person the opportunity to replenish their fly boxes for the week at a much cheaper price than the local fly shops. Thank you, Jim. For Sunday night's dinner, JD brings chili made from wild boar meat, and of course he killed the wild boar on one of his many world-renowned hunts. Dinners for the week vary annually. Typically on Sunday we invite sister lodges and feed a total of about 40 people. This year's Sunday night's meal consists of chili and hot dogs, while Monday will be spaghetti, salad, and Italian bread. Tuesday this year will be trout, fish cakes, coleslaw, and baked potatoes, while Wednesday will be Chinese cuisine, and Thursday will be surf and turf. Dinners for the group are always fantastic, with a different group of men cooking, serving, and cleaning each night, making that an enjoyable and interesting part of each year's trip. While no one this year brought hand-forged knives made by indigenous peoples, Randy did bring some of his handmade walking sticks, which hopefully we will peruse during the week and get a chance to purchase or trade for. Also, for just a little more excitement, Randy did fall in the river on Monday. But the good news is he didn't drown. Furthermore, on the first day on the river, Ralph got attacked by a runaway reel handle while trying to land a huge fish, and Dr. Lou had to run nearly 3 miles round trip to his Jeep to retrieve his doctor bag so he could treat Ralph and keep him from bleeding to death on the riverbank. By the way, as a side note, Carl publicly professes that he doesn't want to fish with Phil or Eric anymore because neither one of them possess the requisite skills necessary to net a fish, at least not his fish. I also need to point out that Brad Quillen is finally starting to look like an adult. Don't choke to death, John. We're really great. Where's John at? John the banker.
Right here. John's over there.
Oh, there he is.
Put his hand up.
We're really glad to see that John the banker raised his back, and that over the years he has mellowed greatly. No longer does he stand at the top of the stairs at 9 o'clock in the evening and yell to the top of his lungs for the rest of us to shut the hell up and go to bed, because he has to get up and meet his fishing guide at 5 a.m. in the morning. And we love the new you, John. It's important this year that we offer up our prayers for Todd Alexander, who was unable to join us this year, as he is facing a very critical medical situation. We all wish Todd much success going forward and hope that he will be able to join us next year, even if he doesn't fall out of a window. It is likewise for certain that we miss Alex Akers, including his humor and his excellent cooking skills. We hope Alex will return next year so we can all pick on him for being so damn tall. We can't say big anymore because he has recently lost over 100 pounds. This year and last, we have ushered in some new guys to our group, including Jack, Tim, Paul, Jim, and Keith. These guys are learning the fine and highly technical art of chuck and duck fly fishing, as well as developing entirely new culinary schools. I'm not sure, however, that after hearing all the BS and crazy stories that they've had to put up with this week, that they will want to return next year, but we would gladly accept them back. As for me, I don't know how many more of these trips I will get to enjoy, but they have truly been one of the highlights of my life. The camaraderie and esprit de corps is priceless and truly cannot be appreciated by anyone who will never get the chance to experience this opportunity. If I never catch another salmon, just the opportunity to get together with this group of unique human beings has always been worth the price of admission. I'm certain all my friends and relatives from home get totally exhausted from hearing repeatedly embellished stories that I tell throughout the year of all the experiences from my annual trips to Baroque Lodge. P.S. If anybody sees a taco bag shaped fishing bag, if anybody sees a taco shaped fishing bag full of rather expensive gear, Ned Boy John lost it somewhere at Green Cottage and misses it dearly. Rumor has it he's offering a $250 reward for its recovery.
That's a rumor.
That's it.